headed by Benkaila Alba, and the opposition side, led by Raquel Valentin. Good luck to each and every one of you. Good morning.
The members of panel of judges, members of two opposing teams, good morning. We are here today to resolve the proposition which states, is it necessary to change our present form of government to into federal form of government? The affirmative side is headed by Ben Kaila Alba, while the negative side is led by Raquel Valentine. Each member of the team is given 2 minutes to present your argumentation and 1 member to give the rebuttal. And after all, the speaker is free. To start with, I will give now the floor to the affirmative side as the first presenter to present their view. Good morning, members. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to have a debate. And our debate is about federalism. Federalism studies the different powers in an organization between a set of authorities in the constitution. We, in an affirmative side, we agree to change our present form of government into a federal form. And these are the following reasons. We all know that our president is turbulent with revolution. We have a plan to make our state to become a federal form. As we see in our community, many of us are poor. Sometimes no food to eat, no enough money, and no enough salary. This happens because the distribution of the money are not balanced. So, it is necessary to change our present form of government into a federal form. Also, to limit the flow of the money all over the community. In our country being a federal form of government, many investors will come in our place. And because of that, there will be more businesses created. And that's my argumentation. Thank you. Presiding officer, worthy opponents, visitors, good morning. The proposition presented is this necessary to change our present form of government into federal form of government? We, on the opposition side, strongly oppose to such proposition. But first, I want to differentiate what is democratic form of government and federal form of government. Democratic form of government is a government in which the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised by them directly or indirectly through a system of representation, usually involving periodically held free elections. While federal form of government refers to a mixed or compound mode of government combining general government and regional government into a single political system. Therefore, we, from the negative side, believe on what Jose Abueva had written that we don't need to change our present form of government into federal form because it caused a conflict to the authorities in which two authorities have a powers and wants to assert their powers over each other and cause a big problems and results to compromise. And federalism also results to a lack of accountability, in which a sector releases a responsibility to the other sector, and this sector also releases a responsibility to the other one. In other words, vice versa, can result to a large problems because if something goes wrong, both sides of the government relinquish control for the responsibility. So we strongly believe that we don't need to change our present form of government into federal form of government.
Our dear opponent, for us, changing the form of government into a federal state is like changing the lives of the Filipino people. It is because in our country now, there is what we call an equal distribution of funds and power here in our country. That's why there are some cases of poverty and jobless people here in our country. Just like the other country, they have they have a federal state of government. So they have a progressive living and progressive economy. So many years has passed. Our country cannot compete to the other country. It is because we don't have a federal form of government. And the federal form of government is the only crucial way to make our country progressive. Let us support our president because he is a Filipino who wants us to become progressive. And I believe that every Filipino people are deserving to have a federal form of government. Because I am a Filipino, you are a Filipino, we are a Filipino who live in Mindanao. So, let's change our government into federal form. Thank you.
Philippines is just a small unit of state. And besides, Philippines is in the process of developing country. My worthy opponents, as what Elena said a few minutes ago, as we all know that federalism is very expensive and uneconomical system of government. The reason for this is that there is a duplication of works. This increases expenditure that results to time wastage and energy. So it is not suitable for small and or state. And also, are you not thinking that federalism is a big source of weakness of the state? Because there is an ongoing conflict between the center and the federating units that results to the uniform suffering of the both two sides. This also results in delays and inefficiency that leads to the weakness of the state. So, we insist that federalism is not applicable for our country.
Your worthy opponent. Yes, it is necessary to change our present form of government into federalism form of government. Because through this form, we can develop a place. For example, the money of Mindanao will only stay in Mindanao, and it will never be distributed to the other place like Luzon or Visayas. One thing, if we live in federalism form of government, Mindanaoans can only focus on their treasure and businesses that they have begun. And to improve it, is centered only in Mindanao place, and only Mindanaoans can focus on their can benefit of it. We all know that the change started to us, and we need to emphasize our natural resources, cultures in order to change our place. Our place will be decentralized if we are in a federalism form of government. That is my argumentation. Thank you.
Our dear opponent, don't you know that federalism can lead into duplication of a government, inefficient, overlapping, and contradictory policies in different parts of the country? So, why would we prefer federalism? We must prefer democracy rather than that. Haven't you realized that it can result into rivalry? So how can you maintain closure of the government and to the people? And in addition to that, changing of our government is a big adjustment to all of us, especially who are settled in democracy. Is that what you want to happen? Federalism is just making our government miserable.
Thank you, my dear Anna. Federal form is necessary. Through this, we cannot ignore our own customs and beliefs. We can also love our own treasure to have a great pleasure. To have a better improvement for the sake of our economy here in Mindanao. The money of Mindanao is 100%. The 80 of it goes to Mindanao only, while the 20% goes to the national budget, so that the 80% Mindanao can accommodate the treasure of it. Because of that, there would be more investors who wanted to invest to our region. There is a government services, and there is an autonomy to decide it from their own provinces, so that our region should be improved. Thank you.
Our dear opponents, as we conduct our research, according to the author Jose Abeba, in federalism, there's always be a danger of federating units breaking away from the federation. This is what happened in the USA in 1860s, when southern state started a civil war to break away from the federation. And similarly, in the very recent past East, also Pakistan broke away from the federation and became Bangladesh. See, they started a civil war to break away from the federation. Let's not wait that time will come. Also, we, the Filipino, started a civil war to break away from the federation. That's why we strongly believe that federalism is not good at the present. Thank you.
Order and listen. Did you know Rodrigo Duterte? He is the president of our country. Do you know Davao? The Davao City is home of President Rodrigo Duterte. Wonderful place and safe. The Davao also is leading by President Duterte when he is mayor. So, President Rodrigo Duterte is a good leader. He also planning to make our country to become a federal form of a government. So, we can trust President Rodrigo Duterte to his planning federalism. The federalism is acceptable to improve our country because, as we can see, now our country is changing from state country. Even our country has many countries like
Federal system of government is very expensive as more people are elected to office.
My dear opponent, good morning. Yes, we strongly believe that it is necessary to change our present form of government into federal form. Because, as we observe in our country now, it has no progress. It was not improved. Even though there are lots of treasures and natural resources that we had, and we had experienced different presidents who has a different strategies to improve our country. But that little improvement is not enough for us to be great one, to be well known, and to be a great country. It can help us to manage and fix the different problems of our country. Federalism is a good form of government. As what you've said a while ago, that federalism can lead to war of one country. No, it's not. Because federalism can base only on the president that leads the federal form. We should not compare our country, our federal form here in Philippines to the other country. Because our president now is different from the president of the other country. Our president is Rodrigo Duterte. He can lead us. He can make the federal form of government into good. And it can improve our country. And federal form of government can help us to improve by electing representative in each provinces or state. In this way, we can conclude that federalism is good because in our state, example is here in Mindanao, we can elect our representative here, and that representative can make our province improve, and it can lead and focus here only in Mindanao, not in Luzon and not in Visayas. So it means federal form is a good form of government. So I conclude that federalism is a good form of government. It should be raised and implemented because it has a positive response on how to make our country improve. And as what I can see in our country now, Federalism is the best way to make it happen. And thank you.
We all know that this type of government in which our president is Lieutenant wants to implement can lead to uneven distribution of wealth. According to our research from the website WikiHow, it is said that it promotes regional inequalities. Natural resources, industries, employment opportunities differ from region to region. Hence, earnings and wealth are unevenly distributed. Rich states offer more opportunities and benefits than the poor ones. Thus, the gap between the rich and the poor widens. So we, on the opposing side, strongly insist that this federalism is not applicable and necessary in our developing country. Besides, it only makes a large number of big conflicts to arise and compromise the elected officers in our country. Personally and intentionally, we don't see federalism as a cure for all the political and economical diseases here in our country because we don't even have 75% guarantee that it will work. We don't also system of government. So we strongly believe that we should not prefer federalism as our system of government because at what my companion said that it arises big conflicts that compromises us and the people here in our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear speakers. Yeah, you have presented well your views and argumentation on the proposition. Is it necessary to change our into federal form of government?
It's up to our judges to decide on whose side presents a strong views and argumentation on the side represented.
Thank you so much, dear
Students and our judges, God bless and thank you.
Thank you so much.